that show you. So I am going to create a new project. Is okay. So it's empty project. I'm staying in my chapter 7, and I'm going to call this a counter demo. It's okay. Counter demo. And I hit create. Alright. So obviously I ask you create an app. An app. Alright. So this app is to describe this object you see. This app is to describe this object you see. This object, alright, then so we're going to create this right now. So right click it and add and a class. A class is always uppercase. So counter, counter, uppercase. Is okay? Alright. So I got a class counter right now. That's click it. No, sorry, not there. Click here. Now you let me know. Now you let me know one thing, okay? This object counter interact with the outside world. That means I'm a user, okay? When I do this counter, I'm read the number. I know how many number is that. Now 2 or 2,000. Um, maybe a dance, a graduation dance party. There are 1,500 people come. So you interact with this counter, the user, you, outsider. You interact with this counter with this number. Is that true? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. So that number is you enter with the user, and you also need to internally use it. So it has to be private. Can you write it? Private. All right. And this has to be integer. That's called a value. It's okay? So far, okay? All right. So now I am going to go to the function. The function is always public. Okay? So I am going to use the default constructor. Default constructor is exactly the same name as your class. That's your default constructor. Okay, I got one right now. Is that okay? Are you okay right now? All right. So let's create a quick action, and so I I guess my value must be 0, right? Default means 0. Are you? Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So my CPP right here is done already. Okay, value equals 0. All right, that's my default constructor. Okay, so let's describe the action here. What you can do for this? What you can do, I'm sure you know a counter is when you see a person, you click on this. You click on this number advanced by 1. Is that true? Yes or no? Yes.
Uh, yes.
How do you count? How do you count how many people? Robert, you click on this. Is that right? You click on 1, the value increment by 1. You click, you keep on clicking. You see these people in, uh, many of you saw this when this person usually stand by the entry door or something, and they click this to count how many attendants. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so for this, I am just going to click it. Is that right? When I click it, what will happen? When I click 1, what will happen? These 2 will become what?
Add one more.
Yeah, okay. So let's do this right now. So let's do void click. It's okay. I'm going to click right now. Okay. So when I click it, can you tell me what will happen to this value? Can you tell me this value here? What will happen? Is that plus
Uh,
1?
uh, oh yeah, it will increase.
Increase by 1. True?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, what else? When I finish today's counting, I'm going to reset. To 0. Is that right? Yes or no?
Yes.
By turning this knob. Turn that knob will reset to 0. So I'm going to say void reset. Now notice here, click and reset. I do not have any value here because I'm dealing with value. Remember, value is private, is shared by all the public variable. So all the public variable here automatically know we are deal with value. All right? We don't need to pass from outside. We automatically. So when you do reset, my value equals 0. Is that true?
Yes.
All right. So I click here and I got this right now. Okay. So I am going to this uh, at the end I'm going to right now you see the objects. But we're going to simulate, now we don't see it. Is that right? So we are going to right here say integer display. Okay? Are you there right now?
Yes.
Okay. So when we display here and you click on this and you return your value. Is that right? You display what? You display value. True?
Yes. True.
Okay, so I close this and my header file is like this. Okay, then I click it. I'm going to increment the value. Remember, the value is internal global variable. So if you deal with value, you don't need to put as parameter. I'm going to reset that value. I don't need to do that because it's internally. When I want to display value, I only write it because internally. Okay? Say I'm right click source right now. All right? Add a new item. Then I want to add a C++ file, and I'm going to call that use counter. Okay, so first I do need to write my golden 7 line. All right, I'm here right now. Did you finish your golden 7 line? Now, I'm a outsider. I want to use my counter class. If I want to use my counter class, I must do what? Pound sign, include, and quotation, double quotation. Your Visual Studio will know that you want to use this one. All right. So what's the app you created? What's the app you created? What's the app name you created?
Counter.
Okay. Counter, that's your class. Okay. I'm going to say Liu class, Liu counter. Okay. So you can do your own counter. So I create a Liu counter. Okay. All right. So when I create a Liu counter here, if I do like this, counter here means I put right here. sorry. Sorry. Here means my counter has default value already. My Liu counter. All right. So you can do like this Liu counter. Then you can put equal counter like that, or you just put Liu counter is fine. All right. So now you create an object. It's called Liu counter. So Liu counter. Okay, you can do click. So I click. Okay, I click 3 times. I click 3 times. After I click 3 times, then I'm going to say this. CL counter display, and that will be Liu counter the display. Okay. The display. Okay. Okay. Now, and I'm going to reset. I can reset. After I reset, I display one more time. Okay. Now, let me write it right now. So, I'm going to build it.
Professor, can I see the CPP real quick?
Okay, just a minute. Right away, okay? Right away, I'll let you see. So, this one is 4 times and to 0. Okay? So